When you think of Nigeria's most planned cities, you might mention Abuja, or perhaps the well-structured parts of Lagos Island. But hidden in Imo State lies a town that many overlook, a town whose beauty is not only natural, but urban, a town whose very streets reveal the forgotten story of what Nigerian cities should become. This is Oguta, a town where order meets culture, where the grid-like streets stand in harmony with the great Oguta Lake, and where thoughtful planning offers lesson for some of the largest cities in Nigeria. Oguta's urban form may not have towering skyscrapers of Abuja or the vast expressways of Lagos, but in its simplicity, there is genius, and its planning, there is wisdom. And today, as cities battle congestion, flooding, and chaos, Oguta quietly reminds us of what is possible. Oguta is not sprawling chaos. From above, its streets are a clear grid, systematic and logical designed for easy navigation. The town breathes with order. Residential areas sit in balance with markets, schools, and public spaces. Movements feel organic because the layout makes a lot of sense. This isn't just convenient, it is strategic. And in a country where many towns grew haphazardly, Oguta's structure stands out as a forgotten model of deliberate urban design. Modern Nigerian cities struggle. Lagos chokes with traffic. Port Harcourt floods under heavy rainfalls. Onitsha and Aba swell beyond their limits. Their infrastructures are straining. Why? Because too often, urban growth has been reactive, not proactive. Expansion has followed demand, not design. But Oguta's design shows us that planning, real planning, can shape not just the look of a town, but its very life. By looking closely at Oguta, we can glimpse the kind of foresight that Nigerian cities desperately need today. At the heart of Oguta lies its lake, vast, majestic, life-giving. But unlike other places where water bodies are ignored or mismanaged, Oguta embraced its lake in its planning. Roads and neighborhoods are designed with proximity to this water, ensuring balance between settlements and recreation and resource use. Instead of chaotic construction that blocks drainage and causes flooding, Oguta uses their natural water system as part of its design. Here, nature is not fought against, it is integrated. Walk through Oguta today and you'll see modern houses built with concrete, bricks, and steel. But what makes them remarkable is not just the materials, it's how they fit into the town's larger plan. Buildings are aligned with streets in a way that maintains order. Ventilation is supported by the town's openness, and green spaces dot neighborhoods, keeping the environment cooler than in overdensified cities. This is not random growth, it is intentional settlement. Architecture that adapts not only to climate, but also to the collective vision of a town that values balance. Oguta was not designed for isolation, it was designed for people. Markets are placed where streets converge, making them accessible to all. Public spaces and open fields serve as gathering spots. Streets encourage walking and interaction rather than endless car dependency. This is a community-centric design where the structure of a town encourages relationships, culture, and shared identity. Bigger Nigerian cities, in their rush for expansion, could learn from this human-centered model. Nigeria's major cities struggle with flooding every year, but Oguta planned drainage and relationship with its lake reduce the risk significantly. The grid system supports natural water flow. Roads remain passable. The town survives seasonal rains with less chaos than much larger cities. This resilience is not an accident, it is a design. Oguta's economy thrives in part because of its layout. Roads make movement of goods simple. The lake supports fishing and tourism. Markets are positioned where people naturally converge. In this way, commerce isn't strangled by traffic or bad infrastructure. Instead, it is boosted by design. Despite modernization, Oguta has retained its cultural rhythm. Its public spaces host festivals, gatherings, and tradition. The town's very form has helped preserve identity. Here lies another lesson for bigger cities. Growth must not come at the cost of culture. Oguta shows us that towns do not have to be suffocating. Spaces can be preserved. Roads can remain clear. Neighborhoods can breathe. This principle of de-densification is critical for cities like Lagos and Onitsha, where population growth has overwhelmed infrastructure. Oguta reminds us that thoughtful spacing is key to livability. Concrete alone cannot build a city. Green infrastructure is vital. Oguta's integration of trees, green spaces, and the lakefront provide natural cooling, flood control, and beauty. For bigger cities, this is a call to move beyond endless concrete jungles. Oguta is designed on a human scale. You can walk across neighborhoods. You can know your neighbors. You can connect with your environment. This is a stark contrast to megacities where cars dominate and people are reduced to strangers in endless towers. Oguta challenges us to rethink how we build. Why chase imported models when our own towns show a better way? Nigeria's future lies not only in the megacities, but in mid-sized towns like Oguta, towns that balance modern growth with planning, environment, and culture. The story of Oguta is not just about a town, it is about possibility. It is proof that Nigeria can build cities that are sustainable, breathable, and human. Sometimes the greatest wisdom is not in what is new, but in what is quietly enduring. Oguta reminds us the future of urban Nigeria might just begin with the lesson of a small town by the Great Lake. Oguta is not just a town, it is a mirror showing us what Nigerian cities could be if we choose planning over chaos, foresight over neglect. If you have ever complained about traffic, flooding, or disorganized growth in bigger cities, then Oguta's story is your answer. So here is the challenge. To urban planners, study Oguta. Let its grid streets and integration with nature inspire better models for our mega cities. To policymakers, invest in smaller towns like Oguta. Scale their principles into national blueprints. And to everyday Nigerians, never underestimate the power of design. Demand planning, demand foresight, demand cities that serve people, not just profit. Because Oguta has already shown us the way. The question is, will we follow? Oguta isn't sprawling chaos. Its streets are neatly laid out in a grid system, making navigation easy. Markets, schools, and neighborhoods are all strategically placed. From above, Oguta looks like a miniature Abuja, but without the congestion and stress. Bigger Nigerian cities are collapsing under poor planning, traffic, flooding, and disorganized growth. Why? Because expansion is often reactive, not proactive. Oguta shows us a better way, a town designed with foresight. Oguta's lake isn't just scenery, it's integrated into the town's design, balancing nature and settlement. Today's houses are concrete and bricks, but they fit into an organized plan. Streets breathe and neighborhoods connect. Public squares, markets, and walkable streets keep people connected. Oguta is built for humans, not just cars. Flood risks are reduced thanks to planning that respects the lake and drainage patterns. Markets sit at natural converging points. Trade flows easily, supported by the layout. Festivals, gatherings, and traditions thrive because the town's form makes room for culture. Unlike overcrowded cities, Oguta shows us the power of breathable space. Trees, open spaces, and lakefronts keep the environment livable. Oguta is walkable, social, and a community-driven. The very things that megacities often lack. Oguta may not be Nigeria's largest city, but it is arguably the most planned town in Nigeria. Its grid streets, integration with nature, and balance of modernity and culture offers lessons that Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja desperately needs. So the next time you dream of a better Nigerian city, remember Oguta. The blueprint is already here. All we need is the will to follow it.